Are you traveling for the holidays? Then you might want to consider United Airlines.
Oh.
Is this a paid advertisement right
not
from the
paid.
front?
I hate to say it, but I'm a Delta guy, but continue.
Well,
Okay, I
not
like
after
Alaska,
today,
but-
because United has a new holiday strategy. Between this month and the beginning of spring, the airline is going to block off 6 seats on every flight of their Boeing 757s, where nobody's going to be allowed to sit there.
Nobody at all.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
So they can charge people more for the tickets around it?
No.
That's what I actually
Debbie
thought.
Downer. It's because that's the time of year where passengers get fatter. So to make sure the planes can still physically take off, because they
I
have
see.
weight limits
Oh,
on
it's
these
a weight
flights.
limit thing?
They're leaving
Okay.
6 seats on every flight empty. But it's good because this way you can feel free to just go for it on the holiday dinners
I don't-
without thinking to yourself like, oh God, if I go back for fourths on candied yams, I might ground the plane home this time.
That's never been one of my concerns.
Well, it
That'd
should
be
be,
the-
apparently.
The funniest way to miss a flight ever. I ate too much pie.
And they're going to put laminated plastic signs over all the empty seats.
What?
Here they
Oh,
are,
pictures.
just
is
to
it gonna
show that you
say?
can't sit there.
Wow.
They're very courteous signs,
It
like,
better be middle
please
seats.
excuse the inconvenience sort of thing.
I thought it was like you all gained weight and now we can't sit people here. But they just say, please excuse the inconvenience.
That's probably in tiny font in between
Yeah.
it. But the
Oh my
average
God.
male passenger's winter weight goes up from 190 pounds to 205 during the
Wow.
holidays.
All right, boys,
Okay.
you're doing some work.
I do
And
that in the summer.
That's a
the
lot.
average female passenger's winter weight
Oh,
gain,
come on, give us
don't
a
talk
bigger
about
gain.
it.
Bigger gain.
they
Show
are
me a bigger
not listing that information.
Ah,
It's
good.
not public knowledge. Brooke, would you care to comment?
Oh, I'll easily do 17 if you need me to. I am
Take it
just
as a
fine
challenge.
It
with
wasn't a
it.
challenge,
Oh,
yeah.
was it?
But go for it.
Very chivalrous, United.
Oh.
And if that happens, make sure you fly United or you're not going to be able to get off the ground. Anyway,
Yeah, you know.
let's move on to the shot collar question of the day and send it on over to Digital Jake, the most festive man on the morning show. Jake, what are we going to be doing today?
I don't think Jose has ever mentioned this before, even one time.
Oh.
But he used to work as a server at a fancy restaurant in the airport.
What?
Yes,
No.
I have
did.
never heard that
That is
before.
Wait, our Jose?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
And
it
he-
was a very nice restaurant. You want to hear about it?
Yeah, Jose learned early on he needed to trick his customers into tipping more.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jose would secretly charge every table silverware fees, just how the airlines make you pay for headphones on the plane.
Yeah, yeah.
Smart, Jose.
$4 forks.
Oh, you
Yeah.
never mentioned you wanted a fork with your sandwich.
Yeah, that's going to be 17 extra dollars.
You know, but other, less cunning waiters might use different techniques to squeeze more cash out of their patrons. And a new survey asked 1,000 people to name something specific a server might do to get good tips.
Oh, to get good tips.
Interesting.
Okay.
I have the top 5 most common responses, and we'll uncover those in an early bird special edition of the Unglued Family Feud. We'll start with the guy who always tips 69%, young Jeffrey.
Or 6.9.
Yeah.
Jeffrey, tell me
Probably
something
more
a
likely.
waiter might do to get better tips.
Have you ever worked as a waiter, Jeffrey? I don't know.
I worked as a cashier at a bakery.
But you've been served by many people on silver platter.
I have, and
Silver
sometimes
spoons.
I'm not sure what I want to order off the menu, and I want to make sure that I order something that's actually good.
Okay, yeah, because the waiter's always going to tell you what's bad on the menu.
Well, no, but sometimes if I order something and the waiter like says, "Ooh, that's a good one,"
yeah.
like fist bumps me afterwards,
So
like,
you need a confidence boost
"Yep,
from your waiter.
good choice on
Uh-huh.
that chicken piccata, bro.
Yeah.
I like that."
I think
Okay.
you're right, though, on this. I'm not kidding.
What about fist bumping after your order?
I'll accept to give a recommendation on the menu. but
That's not what I said.
Okay.
I said they
That's
need
what I
to.
was gonna
Not a
say.
recommendation. I'm not taking the recommendations.
No,
I
he
want
just wants-
acknowledgement that
Okay.
my order was a
Physical
good
touch.
choice.
Wow.
With
He just-
physical touch.
All right.
needs
I'll
something.
count that as 2 different answers, Jeffrey, and they're both
Oh,
wrong.
that's tough.
No dabbing or dapping.
Really?
Either one. Over to Alexis. Something a waiter would do to get better tips.
So I also worked at a restaurant, not as nice as Jose's.
Which
at
one did
all.
you work at?
One that's closed now permanently.
What was
So-
it called?
They wouldn't have let you work at mine.
But I worked in the beer garden of it too a lot. And what I like to do to try to get more tips, I like to give people like, a little extra splash of vodka in their
See?
drink or like an extra free beer.
You're taking my answer.
You just like to
Overserve people.
Kind of, but they did
turns
tip more.
Yeah.
So giving them free things, Jake, is where I'm going with this.
Free
Little extra
things?
free
Jay, it's the
things.
number one thing.
Free
No
things?
wonder the restaurant ended up shutting down.
Alexis put her place out of business. Free things is not on the list.
Oh, wow.
That was my number
Really?
one.
Top 5 is all there still. We're going over to Jose. This should be your category.
Yeah, well, I'm confused because giving recommendations and giving free stuff were my first two. And
Maybe think simpler.
Well, since you said simpler, I think the best way to get a good tip isn't just good service, but it's fast service. So getting the food to the table quickly is my answer.
Fast service is number 5 on the list. You
Hey,
got that,
counts.
Jose.
All
Only
right.
5 though.
A couple simple ones still on there. Think small. Brooke.
Okay, I'm thinking small. I mean, I think it's just nice. This is so general, though. It's just when they're attentive, like when they fill your water glass,
Yeah,
or
refills. That's actually really good.
I don't like too much checking in, but like
Enough check
yeah,
in.
like
just
check
to make
in
sure.
after your meal's
like-
there to say, hey, do you need anything else? That's always nice.
Oh, when they do their job. That's an interesting
Oh
guess.
my God, Jeffrey.
You're gonna get so many hating people in the text board, like waiters.
I think when they check in with the table, Jake is my answer.
Checking in with
I
the
like it,
table
Brooke. Good answer.
or returning often is number 3 on my
Okay.
list.
Good answer.
Back to Jeffrey. Tell me something a waiter might do to get better tips.
After these comments, I wonder what Jeff's gonna say.
Well, I would love for
don't
people to text in
know.
every day and tell us how good I'm doing at my job.
We
that
do.
would be
We get
wonderful.
Get
Jackie
those
on the
all
mess-
the time. People
Yes.
say that was really funny.
If you
Jeffrey.
actually looked at our text board at 78592 every once in a while, you would see that.
So, you know what I like when I go to the restaurants is when the people come out and sing happy birthday for me. Even if
Like that?
yeah,
What?
you know how much they hate doing it. They don't want to come out and have to sing happy birthday to you like every single time. It gets old to them. So I appreciate it when they do. Singing happy birthday. I'm going to give a big tip for that.
Show me birthday song. Not
Yeah.
on the list.
See, that's above and beyond the job, though.
That's not a common like it's not like you need to think more basic.
Speaking of basic, Alexis.
Thank you. I'm gonna go with flirting, Jake. Just flirting with the people.
Flirting.
That's
smart.
good. That's
Oh.
I
solid.
thought you were gonna go with, like cutting my steak for me.
No, this is back to my experience working.
Like at the
Okay.
Rainforest Cafe, flirt with the children that are there. That's a good idea.
Flirting is number 4 on the list. Let's go over the top 5. No one got 2 or 1. Number
Yeah.
5 was fast service. That's what Jose said.
Yeah.
Number 4 was flirting. Alexis said that. Number 3, returning often. Number 2 was be friendly.
Oh.
Just don't be
Oh,
mean to
just,
someone.
just not being a jerk. Got it. I mean, it is true of your servers being
What's the other
And
one?
number 1 was to smile.
Oh, smile more.
my God.
But don't
That's,
tell them to.
yeah, that's super offensive. Okay. I deserve the shock today, apparently. I'm
Yeah.
going
You
to be
do. I
taking
think
a
I-
jolt to the neck. I'm going to be singing Lonely by Akon.
Oh.
Lonely, I'm Mr. Lonely. I have nobody for my own.
The show is over, but you can hear it all again in podcast form. Just go to Spotify, search Brooke and Jeffrey.